want to be a travel nurse, huh?
I do, actually.
So what are you waiting on?
I don't know, I'm scared.
Just do it. Okay, it's your girl Jasmine Denise here, back with another video. I know I don't really post as often because I be feeling like nobody really watches me. Not saying people don't watch me. If you are somebody that is a subscriber and you do watch when I do post. Ooh, my thumb popped. Let me stop before I start chit-chatting too much. But let's go ahead and start off. If you have not done so yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm Jasmine. I am a travel nurse. I am also a mommy.
Mommy? Mamacita.
I guess a little quick rundown. I've been a nurse for 2 years, a little over 2 years now. I worked on med surg first for 8 months and then switched to labor and delivery, and I've been with labor and delivery since, and that's when I decided to do travel. I don't think I posted anything on my thing, what is this, channel about travel nursing or labor and delivery really that much. I try to post here and there, but let's go ahead and get into the video. So travel nursing, the first question, I feel like a lot of people are like, well, why did you do travel nursing? I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. More money. I love what I do, don't get me wrong. I love my mommies. I love the families, being part of their journeys. I love being a part of their, if it's their first child, fifth child, rainbow baby. I enjoy being there even during the bad times, to be there, to be a helping hand for mothers, fathers, grandparents, everybody that's going through a loss. I love being there to celebrate a new addition. Like, I enjoy that, right? But being just regular bedside, I just got tired because they was stacking so much on us, but not accommodating the pay. And I feel like they wanted us there so much, and the checks didn't really make sense. So I was like, yeah, it's time to get up out of there. My 2 years was up at the hospital and I got up out of there, but I decided to travel. And I'm actually almost done with my first contract, which is crazy. After this week, I go back. I'm actually home right now. I go back tomorrow morning because I work tomorrow, which will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Those are my 3 days. But after that, I have 2 more weeks. Sorry, I am trying to use natural lighting. If you notice, the lighting is like shifting. I have 2 more weeks, I think. 13 weeks went like that. So I guess like another question people may ask, like, who did you use? I was doing a lot of research when looking. I don't know many travel nurses per se, like personally. I was on YouTube looking up different ones, but then also I was just looking up on Google, like what is the main ones people use. And of course, everybody heard of Aya and Vivian Health and Trusted Health, all these different ones, medical solutions. But I chose Aya Health. I feel like their website was a little better to me. Like to navigate, and it was a little easier. I've been with them. I love my team. You hear mixed reviews. Some people don't like their person, I don't know, agent, I don't know, that helps get the contracts. I enjoy my agent. He's cool. He even told me happy birthday when my birthday passed. He makes sure I try to get the best out of of any contract. He knows that I try not to go too far because I do have a kid. He's like, okay, I will try my hardest, and he really does. He will go hard. He will say what he needs to say to get whatever, and I truly appreciate that about him. He like takes his job serious, and I love that. When people are like, oh, well, you chose Aya, well, how do you know which contracts to go to? So as a travel nurse, as somebody that's new to it, I feel like because I was already a nurse for already 2 years in, I know how much money I wanted to make. But when somebody that's been doing it for 2 years, I'm no longer a new grad, I was like, yeah, I'm tired of doing this bi-weekly. I need something weekly. Okay. When I was looking at contracts at first, I said I don't want nothing less than 2,000. But I will say, for my people that are traveling, if you have your own place and you have bills and maybe you still have like a little student loan debt, I would say do not go below 2,000. I would say don't go below 3,000. 3,000 is probably your goal. Because I did the 2,000 and it still felt like I was living paycheck to paycheck. Because think about it, With Aya, they can supply housing for you, but for you, when people talk about that stipend you get on top, that means you have to find your own housing to get that stipend. Because they can either find the housing for you so you don't get that extra stipend, or you find your own housing and they give you a stipend. That's tax-free. Depending on the location, the housing can be expensive, hotels can be expensive. I stayed in a hotel the first month, and then the last 2 months I've been in, I've been in a apartment. So literally, I think I would just tell anybody, unless you don't have any bills, say you live at home with your parents, that's great. Then, hey, if you want 2,000, aim high, go to 3,000. But for people, if you have your own housing and you have your bills and student loan, I would say don't go less than 3,000. But even my people that don't have bills, aim high. So if you can get a $3,000 check, do that. When it comes to the housing, like when they can select the housing for you, but you have to realize if they select the housing, they're not going to pay attention to what neighborhood you're in. So if you go to a city you have no clue about, they're going to place you somewhere that at least they'll pay for your housing, but they're not paying attention to the neighborhood. They're not going to look up all these deep details and see where. So that's why most people just find their own spot. And I will say, when looking for contracts, don't just take a contract because it's high. Do research on the hospital first. I will only say that because the hospital I'm at now, they're interesting. You can literally look up, and when you select a contract, it tells you like what city it's in, what system they use, yada, yada, yada. One thing I've learned with traveling, you have to break the cycle of being used to your original hospital's policies, because what I thought would have been universal across all hospitals is not universal. There's some things at this hospital that I'd be like,
Why are y'all doing that?
you have to be able to break that, because you can't come into somebody else's establishment and just change their policies. Like, look into, like, read their policy, print out their stuff. Unfortunately, some hospitals don't really have a lot of written policies, which is very odd, and that's kind of the deal with my unit that I'm on. They don't really have a lot of written policies. So you got to make sure you break that habit. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be weird, because now what you're used to doing elsewhere, you can't do everything the same there. You can bring your knowledge, which you was taught at your hospital, to here, but you cannot just change everything. I only say that because maybe it was hard for me, because I was so used to doing one thing at my hospital to here. I'm like,
Why do y'all do that? That don't even make sense.
another thing, when you're looking for contracts, you got to also pay attention of the system they use, the EMR. So I'm used to the charting system Epic. That's all I went through nursing school with, and that's all I knew, that's all I worked with. So when I came to this hospital, I have never heard of Cerner till I got there. It is awful looking. It's not the worst thing. I didn't know it was like 10 different charting systems people use, but Epic is like the elite of all charting systems. But did y'all know there was different like Epics? Like, I guess my hospital had the bougiest model, but there's like cheaper versions, so all Epics don't look the same. Heads up. But I use Cerner. It's awful. It's not awful, but it's an annoying charting system. It's very outdated looking. It's just outdated in general. But you got to get used to that if you're going to travel. And honestly, it looks good on resumes if you're going to continue to travel to use different charting systems, because some hospitals that use different charting systems make you worth a little more money. And if you know how to use it. So now I have Cerner under my belt. If I decide to go to another hospital, they will see that I have Cerner, so I will be able to like work with that. But luckily I secured another contract after this one, and I'm going back to Epic. Thank God. Sorry if you see my eyes like go side to side. I have a monitor here, so that's what I'm looking at. Be social. You ain't got to be these people's best friends unless you want to. You don't have to. But like I'm cordial, but I've always been like a quiet person anyway. Like when I'm at work, I'm already overstimulated because I'm talking for 12 hours, so I don't need to talk to people all the time when I'm at work. Most times I bring my crochet, I have my heater, I turn on the podcast, or I turn on a play, a movie, a TV show while I'm charting, and I'm on my business. Honestly, I don't know what else to talk about, like, as travel. I just feel like I just want to come on here and just give an update. Like, I've been a travel nurse, already almost done with my first contract, which has been a blessing, and I appreciate God for allowing me to be able to be a part of other people's journeys, to be able to travel to help other people as well, to help a team. Because I thought this moment would never come. It felt like when I was 2 years at my hospital, it felt like the 2 years was the longest of my life. But then now I'm like, dang, 2 years went by so fast. And I appreciate God getting me through that, because God knows how stressed I've been. And honestly, it's the best thing. And I will say, as somebody strongly believe in Jesus is King, God is my Savior, you feel me? When you doing these travel contracts, it's really good to buckle down and stay grounded while you're on these contracts, because sometimes, not everybody, some people really like being alone. Some people like going super far and don't really care being around family like as often. Like they are okay, not that they don't care, but they like just being by themselves. I was struggling with that at times, and literally I read my Bible, I would pray, because it's been times like I was battling like emotions of like, I'm sad, I don't know how to, like, I don't know, I'm here by myself. Like I was battling that, and literally God literally has been there every step of the way. I want to come on here and just say that I am so appreciative, and thank you, God, for giving me the village that I have. I am very fortunate, and I am truly blessed. And I am so thankful for my mom and my granny and my friends that literally are working with me during this time while I'm traveling. Luckily, like, I'm only 2 hours away, but it does suck because it's like I'd rather be home. But I know financially I'm trying to get myself to a place financially to do more in life, as well as like do more for my kid. So the fact that God's given me an amazing mother, an amazing granny, to support and help me during this time, I'm just truly thankful and appreciative. That's why if you have a village and they're willing to help you along the way, because some people don't have that, and you have to be thankful, and that makes you think and start to reflect. Because when I'm by myself on this assignment, I reflect a lot to be like, dang, like I am very fortunate to have things that some people can't say they have. You have to look at it and be appreciative and tell God, thank you for everything. Like, thank you for just waking me up. Thank you for putting oxygen in my lungs. Thank you for having a family that loves me, that supports me, that will ride for me. Thank you for continuing to push me. Thank you for loving me. And thank you for allowing me to be a part of a career that is helping your people. Like, you gotta, I feel like we're so used to being caught up in negative stuff that, oh, I wish I was here. I wish I did this. I did, and I do that a lot, and that's something I'm trying to work on. But during this contract, it makes you do a lot of self-reflection because you're by yourself a lot. And honestly, truly appreciative. But get back into the video. And I appreciate that. So I don't know what else to talk about traveling, but yeah, I can have my socials on the screen. You can follow me on TikTok. That's where I'm mostly at, is TikTok. I try to post on there. Did I say it already? I post mommy stuff, I post hair stuff, and I post nursing stuff. Mostly hair and nursing, because I don't really like showing my kid too much. I only show her if it's like me involved in the video or pictures. Like, I don't really show her, because you know the internet's weird now. If you have not done so yet, hit that subscribe button, like, comment, share. If you have any other questions or any other things for me to talk about, if that's like how to get into nursing school or the routes to nursing school, I can go in a deeper dive into that. Or how to get into traveling, how to look at the best contracts, how to do research. I don't know what you want me to talk about. I don't know. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Hopefully I answered maybe some of your questions if you had any. I feel like this video was kind of all over the place. I'll see you in the next video. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Let me know if you need anything else.